Hi everyone, my name is Andy Robertshaw. Today I'm going to go through Daily Killer Su Doku puzzle 31463. So this is greater than Daily Killer Su Doku level 10, which is dated today, which is the 14th of May 2026. Okay, well, as ever, I'm going to start my usual way. So 24K, which must be 789. 16K must be 79. Now, one of my favourite techniques is deadly pattern, but I can't use it here. I'll hasten to add, I can't use it here. I've got 7, 9 there. It's still possible I might have 7, 9 there, but in this instance, they're interacting with everything else in their own box. So I can only apply a deadly pattern if they don't interact with anything else. So that's not going to happen on this occasion. 7 and 9 there for the 16. I've got 25 plus 13 there, which is 38. So these three add up to 7, which are 1, 2 and 4. So this 13 cage cannot be 4, 9, but it could be 5, 8 or 6, 7. And this 25 cage is the other pair of 5, 8, 6, 7, along with 3 and 9. Right, got a 9 here equal to this one, but not 2, 7. So 1, 8, 4, 5 and 3, 6. I've got 10, 11, 13, which is 34. So this plus this must be 11 to make it up to 35. So can't have a 1 there or the 8 there. But partners for these numbers to make them up to 11. So 3, 8, 5, 6, or the 7 to possibly go with the 4. Right, this 9 cage, 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 4. So what I can see now, I can't have 7s or 9s here. The 7s and 9s must be on the bottom row of this box. But I can't have 7 or 9 here. If I had 7 or 9 there, I'd have my 7, 8, 9 triple there, and I wouldn't have a candidate for this one. So in fact my 7 and 9 are these two between them. So this one is an 8, and that's not an 8. So in fact the deadly pattern, well, the logic doesn't work. I still find myself with an 8 there anyway, as opposed to having a 7, 9 pair. But that's just by coincidence. So not 8 there, 6 and 7. So 9 there, 7 there. So not 6, 7, 8, 9. Just 3 or 5 to go in that one. Now I've got a 17 cage here. But what can I have in that? I can't have any 7s or 9s in this cage because I've got them for those two rows. 4, 5, 6 is too little, so I need an 8 in the 17 cage to be able to get it up to 17. So it has to go there. And a total of 9 there, not 8, 1, not 7, 2, not 6, 3. So that's 4 and 5 there. So that's not a 5, it's a 3. So not a 3 there. In fact, let's do away with 6 and 7 there. They're 5, 8, 9. This pair are 1 and 2. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 between those 5, but not a 4 there. What have I got here? 3, 5, 6, 8, but not 5 or 8. So I've got 3, 6 there. So the 1 and 2 in this box must be in the bottom row. In fact, I've got 1 and 2 there. I can't have 1 and 2 in either of those two. Now I've got to be a bit careful here. I can't have 7, 8 or 9 there. Maximum 6 between those. But this cage is greater or equal to this cage. If I've got 6 there, I've got 3 and 4 there for 13. And I've only got 1 and 2 there. I'm not going to come anywhere near 13 with this larger cage. So no 6 there. If I've got 3 there, again I've got 3, 4, 6 for 13. I'm in the same boat. I've got 1 and 2 there. I'm not going to get up to 13, so let's do away with that. So 2 there. If I've got 2, 4, 6, I'm not okay with... So I know I've got a 4 there, so 2 can't go with 4, 6, because then I've got 1 and 3 there and a maximum of 10 there. So 2, 3, 4 for 9, 1, 6, that'd be okay. So 2, 3, 4 is a possibility. If I've got 1 there, can I have 1, 4, 6? That's 11. I could have 1, 4, 6 and 2, 3 and 6 there. Okay, so I can't eliminate anything yet that I can see. Right, what else have we... What can we see? I've got 7, 8 or 9 in this row, so the rest are between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do this 10 cage. So 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, 4, 6, but not 7, 9 there, not the 1 or 3 that would have gone with them there. What I can also see, in this 9 cage, I've got 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 6 or 2, 3, 4. Must have 3 or 6 there. I've also got 3 or 6 there, so don't want 3s or 6s anywhere else in the column. Not a 6 there, not the 4 that would have gone with it. Can I do any more than that? If I've got 2, 3, 4, I've got 1 and 6. I've got 5, 7, 8, 9, but this cage is only 13, so I must have 5, 7. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 6, 5, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 1, 6, 5, 7, 8, 9. With 5, 7 there and 9 there, I need a 1 to make that up to 13 and a 1 to make that up to 10. So I cannot have 2, 3, 4 there because I need a 1 in both of those. So it's going to be 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. So can I do anything else? 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 6, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. I'm in the same place again. I've got 5, 7 and 9. So 1, 2, 6, 3, 4. I can't have 1, 2, 6 there then, because again I need 5, 7, 9. I need a 1 in both of those. So this 9 cage is going to be 1, 3 and 5. So let's fill in what follows from that. So 6 and 8 have gone. So not a 3 there. That is 4 and 6. So I was here a little while ago. If I've got 2 there, I've got 1, 3, and that's too small. So that's going to be a 1, 2, 3, and I've got a total of 11. I need a 6 to make that 11. So that's a 6 in that row. So I've got an 8 in that column. So 2, 4, 7, 9. In fact, I couldn't have a 9 in that 13 cage because I couldn't make it up to 13 there. So not a 9 there. I've got a 9 in the 10 cage along with a 1. Not a 1 there, so this one must be a 1. Must have a 7 as one of those two. So these two, so I've got 34 there. These two add up to 11. They cannot be 7 and 4. So I'm going to do those candidates again, because I've eliminated something wrongly. But adding up to 11, but not 7, 4 or 2, 9. So 5, 6 or 8, 3. And this must partner this to make 9. So 3, 6. I can't have a 5 in that one. 4, 5, yeah, that's okay now. So, in fact, I can't have 1 and 8 there. So I can't have a 3 there. And these two add up to 11. Not 4, 6, not 2, 9. So 3, 5, 6, 8. So I've got a 3 or a 5 there, and a 3 or a 5 there. So not a 5 there, not the 6 there, I need to go with it. Not the 3, I need to go with the 6. But let's take out 1, 3, 5 from that one, because I've got them in that box already. So 3, 5, 6, 8. I'm left with 2, 4, 7, 9 to go between those. So that's not a 4 then, that's a 6 and a 3. So they're 5 and 6, that's 8. That's a 3 then, that's a 5. 2, 4, 7, 9, I've got an 8 there. And this is 2 or 4. Okay, what's next? So these two at least 9 to make this cage greater than this 16 cage. This 11 cage can't contain 9 and cannot be 5 and 6. So it's 3, 8 or 4, 7. But I've got an 8 in that column, so that's... If it's 3 and 8, they've got to go that way round. I've got a 1 in that column. So what? I've got 18, at least 18 there, at least 14 there. So that's at least 32, and at least 6 there, which means at most 7 there, but not being 6 or 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's play with some more options. If I've got 5 there, I need 12 there. Not 5, 7, not 8, 4, not 3, 9. So I can't have any of the 12 options, so no 5 there. 4 there, I can't have 8, 13, can't have 8, 5. Can't have 6, 7, because both are in that column already, so I can't have 6 or 7 there. And I can't have 4, 9 with a 4 there, so that's not an option. 3, I could have 5 and 9. 2, I could have 6 there and 9. So I couldn't have the 6 and 8 with a 3, or the 7 and 8 with a 2. Or 1 is 7 and 9. Right. Running out of places for the 1 to go in this row now. Can't be there. Can't be either of those two. Could it be there? Need at least 17. So I could have 1 and 9. That is possible. I can't have 1 there because I'd need a total of 15 there, which would need either an 8 or a 9. I could have 1, 6, 9. I couldn't have 1 there. I couldn't have that because I'd run out of options here. So if I got 1 there, I need 15 between those two, but can't be 7, 8 because both are covered by the 8. But 1, 6, 9 there, but then I'm left with maximum 5 plus 7 there, and I can't make this up to 17. So there's no 1 in that 16 cage, there's no 1 there. So it only leaves this one in that row where a 1 could go. So I've got 2 and 1 there. But then this being at least 17, 8 plus 1 is 9. Need at least 8 there, but I can't have an 8 in that one. It has to be the 9. So that's a 7, a 9, a 7 and a 9. And 2, 4, 7. I will use a deadly pattern logic now. I've got 2 and 4 there. If I have 2 and 4 there, they're not interacting with anything else. Each pair of 2 and 4s are within the same box. If I had a 7 there and a 2 and 4 there, 2 and 4 there, I'd have 2 solutions. So that's not a 7, that's not a 2, 4 pair. My 7 in this 13 cage must go there. Right, so what's next then? So what could I have here? not 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9. It only leaves 3, 5, 6. But I've got a 7 in that column, so that's 6 and 7, so that's not a 6. That's not a 7, that's not a 4. So I'm left with 3, 4, 5 to go in this column. 3, 4, 5. Right. What can I have here? So I must have the 9 in this 17 cage, as discussed earlier. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 then is all I've got. Not a 7 there. So 6 and 7 is 13. At least 3 there, but not 3. Not 7, 8, 9 or 6. So all I could have there is 4 or 5. So these two are then going to add up to 11 or 12. So I can't do that with a 2 there. So 4, 7 or 5, 6 or 5, 7. I can't have 4, 6. I can't have a 4 there because I have to have a 6 with the 4. So 4, 5, 7. If I've got a 6 in this cage, I can't have a 6 inside this 16 cage because I'd have to have either 4 or 5 there. So 6 and 4 will be 10 for another 6, or 6 and 5 will be 11 for another 5. So I couldn't have a 6 inside this 16 cage. So that one is a 7, not a 7 there. So not 9 and 7 there for 16 and a 1 there. So I do have a 2, 3 pair in that column now. So 2, 4, 5, 6, not 9 to go there. But I've got a 7 in that box, so they're 8 and 3. I've got a 5 there, and a 4 there, and a 2 there, and a 4 there, and a 4 there, and a 2 there, and not a 5 there, not a 5 there, not a 4 there. So, and not a 5 there, not a 4 there, and 4 and 1 can go from that one. So 2, 3, 6, 9, but I've got a 9 in that 2, 3, 6, 9 for the column, with a 9 in that box already. So 9 there. I've got 6 there. So 2 and 3 there, and 6 there, and that's a 1. So that's a 3. There, 1 and 5 between them. What are these two? They're 2 and 6, but I've got a 2 there already. So that 11 is 5 and 6 that way round. So I've got 4, 5, 7, but not a 7 there. So I must have a 5 on the bottom row of that. I don't have a 5 in any of those. So 9, 6, and 2. So that's 15 and 2 to make it 17. So I've got 2 there, 4 there. They're 4 and 7. 2 and 4 can go there. 1, 3, 5. Must have a 3 in one of those two then. Total 11 here, not 2, 9, not 6, 5, not 4, 7. It only leaves 3 and 8 to go there. So this is my 1 in this box. I've got a 9 in that column. So I've got a 2 in that column, so 3 and 2 that way round. 4, 5, 8 left to go there, but not 4, 5. Only a 4 can go there. So that's 5, that's 8. So they can go 5 and 9. Right, a 2 in that row, so that's 7 and 2 that way round. 1, 5 and 8 between those, but not 1 in that one. So I've got 1, 3, 5, 8. I've only got 7 and 9 to go between those two. So it looks like they could still go either way round. I've still got this inequality to play with. Is that going to have to be my next move? Got 2 inequalities to satisfy here. Right. I've got to have a 1 in this one. Now that's interesting. If I've got to have the 1 in this one, If we've got 3 and 1, that's 8. 3 plus 1 would be 8, and 9 would be 17. So if I've got 1 and 3, the most I could have there is 17. So I can't have a 3 with a 1 and make this cage more than 17. So that's not a 3, that one is. So 8, 3, 5, 1, 8, 9, 5, 7, 9, 4, 7, 6, 4. Oh, and this pair as well. 5 there, 1 there. And that's it. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed watching it. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.